Hey, so I got your Vader's Vault Ardent, either in the V1 or V2 configuration, installed with a Proffie board. So kind of want to do a quick little rundown on the install itself. So here's our Vader's Vault Ardent. We have our main switch here, which has a white LED behind it. Got our auxiliary switch, the included blade plug that you have, as well as the Proffie board inside. So to access the Proffie board, all you need to do is just unscrew the handle. You don't need to touch the pommel at all. In fact, I think it's actually just glued in by Vader's Vault. That I didn't need to touch. So just unscrew the handle. So you'll have your newer gold kind of static chassis. We have our Proffie board up there. Got our 18650 battery, which I'll just remove for now. Got our battery holder marked positive, negative, spring side over here for the negative side of the battery, and the button side for the positive button side of the battery. To the side, we have our kill switch. Currently, when it's down, it's in the off position, and then when you toggle it on, toggle it up, it turns the saber on. It's also marked in Arabesh there, on, but it probably is a little bit harder to see on this gold. Back here we have an accent LED strip. Currently I have it styled so that it shows the current battery level. That way you kind of, when you unscrew the handle, you know how much battery is left in your saber. You may also notice that there's a tactile switch here. So this tactile switch is for if you need to put the board into bootloader mode for configuring. 99% of the time you don't actually need to do that, but in case your board kind of does get into that mode where you kind of need to manually set it into like a boot status, you can hold this button down and then toggle the kill switch off and then on. So hold it, toggle it off and then on. And that should put the board into bootloader mode, and then you can plug it into your computer and upload. Like I said, 99% of the time you don't need to, because in Arduino, if you just plug it in and upload, it should work most of the time. It's just there are rare cases where the board kind of gets stuck. Down here we have our 22mm bass speaker. So this is kind of like the larger magnet variant. When inserting the chassis, I like to insert it in the negative side first because my chassis does have this little groove there. It helps to hold the battery in a little bit tighter. That way it doesn't come loose on contact. So, one mistake I made. Make sure that the kill switch is off. It's not a huge deal, but I like just making sure that there's no power running to the board as I'm connecting the battery.
I am a Jedi, like my father before me.
So once you have the battery in, just flip the kill switch on. We have our battery indicator back here. Currently it's green, so it's about pretty full. I'd say like 75% or more. And then once you have the battery in, you can just screw on the body section. Pretty reasonably loud for a 22mm speaker. That's because the speaker itself is pretty good, but not sure if you can tell, but the way Vader's Vault designs their pommels, the pommel pretty much runs all the way up to here. That way you have so much space for sound resonance. Now that we have the saber on and the body section back on, we can put in the blade. Your blade retention screw is up here. So currently it's holding in the blade plug. Just loosen that, pop the blade plug out, and then insert your blade. So this hilt takes a 1-inch diameter NeoPixel blade. We have our illuminated NeoPixel connector up there, held in by this set screw here, so you don't actually need to touch this at all. I'm gonna loosen the blade retention screw. It's kind of getting caught in there, so I'm gonna loosen it a little bit more. Slide it in until you hear that blade detection sound, so you know the blade is making contact. Seat it in a little bit further, kind of hold it in place, and just tighten the set screw. pretty fun to play with. Got blaster blocks. Lockup. Got accents, or sorry, smooth swings. As well as accent swings. I also configured some gesture controls on it, so the usual swing on, as well as twist off, which I can disable for it if you want.
Rey Skywalker.
My rightful place.
So with Proffie v2, I've made sure to use a faster SD card. That way you don't get sound effect lag or blade lag for styles like this. So because we are using a Proffie v2, I wasn't able to load every single sound font into here. I took out some of the New Year's and as well as the Christmas sound font, as well as Kyber Weapon, because those have very complex blade styles which take up a lot of RAM, or it's not RAM, but it's flash memory on the board itself. So going back to some of the older sound fonts that we have.
Ignition.
Font directory not found.
That I'll need to fix. I need to figure out what font that is. Oh yes, it's the Schrodinger's cat. So I'll get that fixed before I send it out to you.
Ancient warriors would mark themselves as the blood of their king. Flight of passage.
I'm right.
And back to the start. So there you have it. There's your Vader's Vault Ardent installed with the Proffie board. So if you have any questions, please feel free to let me know. I'll have the config stored on the SD card, as well as I'll email the configs for both this as well as the Star Killer to you, and I'll also get that Schrodinger's cat sound font uploaded back on the SD card. So thank you so much for letting me work on this, and may the Force be with you.